So anyway, I had quite of a scare this week. Namely, I was playing Helldivers 2, and suddenly my PC went, the sound began to stutter, slow, the screen froze, and then it black screened with a message about faulty hardware. Needless to say, that scared the living shit out of me. Luckily, my PC is still working. As well, you can see, I can stream and normally and everything. And I did some diggings into the crash logs, and it turned out that Helldivers 2 caused my RAM to crash. You know, that very expensive thing that's in short supply these days? Yeah, that thing. Now, Helldivers 2 isn't the only culprit here. That is probably some either system or BIOS update that caused my RAM to become slightly unstable. What does it mean? Basically, that means that big voltage shifts may cause black screens. It's not, according to the Copilot, which parse those, crash errors. I mean, Microsoft tools analyzing Microsoft crash errors strikes me as a fairly believable way of finding that stuff. It says that it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, no more Helldivers 2 for me. I mean, even if I didn't know it was RAM causing it, I probably wasn't going to touch Helldivers 2 ever again, because getting a black screen while playing a game known to break, suspected, let's use the legal weasel words, a game suspected of breaking hardware, is not a good idea when it could have very much bricked your hardware. Yep. So yeah, no more Helldivers 2 for me. And no, I'm not saying they were, like I said, Helldivers 2 was very much not the only culprit. It's probably some system updates, so it was just, let's say, I believe the phrase is expose the instability due to how intensive the gameplay is. So yeah, I'll need to be careful and watch that. Luckily my laptop is insured, so I'm not that big of a problem should the RAM actually give out. Is that a decent aim? Yep. Also, there is, speaking of Helldivers, and this is going to be dating the video a bit, so it's August 27th of 2026. But Helldivers 2 is in a weird spot community-wise right now. You see, recently a major update called the Void of Liberty came out, which introduced 3 new biomes, 2 reskins, 1 entirely new one, a bunch of new missions, all pretty much reskins, one that can be vaguely described as new, and 2 whole new enemies for one of the factions, the Illuminate, who are kind of those... In the first Helldivers 1 game, they were like this high-tech, priestly aliens. Now they are doing zombie invasion stuff, zombie alien invasion. So they got 2 new enemies, Timu Necromorphs and Timu Pyramid Heads. Now, that wasn't much for a title update, faction-centric title update, especially since the squids are don't have very big roster, so people were thinking that more was coming. Now, the really big feature of the update was the update of the allied units on the field, the super armed forces basic troops, the blueberries, and yeah, that update is just amazing, but the squid stuff was very lacking, to say the least, which led the update getting titled devoid of content. Because, well, not much content was there. And now that content is very much gone because of how Helldivers 2 works. Namely, they operate on good FOMO, translation. Basically, all content in the game is temporary. And I'm not talking about in-game events because, those are always transient. I'm talking about every single biome enemy. Well, not enemy, but, well, specialized enemy, missions, that comes and goes. Which I think I never liked that personally, and I think what this update did was it turned more and more people against that because all the new stuff from the update, like went away after the event was finished, like all the 3 new biomes, new missions, all gone. The new Thief, who really add to the game, also limited to a few planets, so if you want to experience that feature, you must go where Arrowhead wants you. And the new enemies are also limited in a place where most of the community aren't right playing due to the major order system. So, needless to say, people are disappointed a bit about the whole mess. So, there has been a lot of cope going around regarding this, with the basically that couldn't be it cope, let's call it that way. Because at first, when the update first came out, we didn't actually get to the main attraction of the whole place, the Void. It was just an evasion of the new enemies on one of the planets the Super Earth controls. So we just got the new enemies, so the thought was, oh yeah, there will surely be more enemies in the Void. There wasn't. Then we were moving towards the source of the Void, the pure new biome. So the hope was, yeah, there will be more stuff on the Void source planet. Yes, very creative name. And, well, there wasn't. This is also a repeat of a certain cope regarding the previous title update, Machinery of Oppression, because there were also like those were expectations set up by the before major update into the Unjust, which added 5 enemies, a sub-faction of digging enemies, insect dragons, and massive, sandworm ripoffs called Hive Lords. So 5 new enemies, new unique biome. That setup, even if that update was burning trash fire, which is also where the reports of the update outright breaking systems comes from. The expectation was that when Machinery of Oppression came out, the expectation was, yeah, it will be just as big, because we are going to the actual home world, a massive lore important planet of automatons, like they are sort of like robots, and their leaders, the cyborgs, are introduced, and we got 3 enemies. 2 cyborg foot troopers, and the Vox engines, which are those massive mecha-on threats. And the whole event was like advancing across the planet to the capital. And the thought was, yeah, we'll get the whole boss enemy like the Hive Lord in the capital. There wasn't one. So we had a repeat of that in the void. Like, whoa, there will sure be more than 2 enemies, and we'll see the new ones, on the void source planet. We didn't. And then we conquered the void. The void disappeared. Everything went away. Well, almost everything. And that left people with a massive, wait, that's it feeling. But news there was also made more grievous because of the let's say background lore that was happening, namely the DSS. So there's like a support station the players have, plotline which involved like this sort of like Dead Space subplot, where the Illuminate the enemies inhabiting the void stole an entire planet. So that people put a lot of hope in that, and that has since went nowhere because the DSS is now fully operational. The planet is gone, and who knows what and when will happen with that. And there also see the other subplot of scientists going down the void source planet, encountering some truly Lovecraftian shit there, and that also went nowhere. So people were wanting really more, like there being some payoff. So as you may know, right now Gamescom is going on, so people were thinking, yeah, there will be some there may show us something new on Gamescom. They didn't. There was actually some extra bit of cope there because even before Gamescom, the community manager said no, there won't be anything on Gamescom, and people still interpreted that the phrasing he used was like that Arrowhead won't be exhibiting anything on Gamescom. So people thought, oh yeah, exhibiting, which means they're going to it means just a booth, so there surely will be something. There wasn't. So right now, the current version of the cope is that somebody calculated the used the numbers of the scientist team to calculate that they all add up in some way that matches the date of the 28th of August, which is like a lunar eclipse, which means that surely an update is coming. I couldn't get through that with a straight face. Like, that's some straight up InfoWars great. They are making the frog's cake kind of bullshit. Yeah. Helldivers 2 community is very diverse, with lots of people that can be described as special. So I want the record saying that it wouldn't surprise me if at some point some people in the community would go full on Heaven's Gate to make things happen, because surely if we all ascend to the next level, it means the game will get better. Oh dear God. Anyway.